Hey guys, Trevor the Great here again with another Warmachine battle report. This is round 2 of the 35-point Steamroller tournament that I played this weekend. This was against my buddy Brian. And I play Brian all the time. He's in a whole bunch of my battle reports, so if you haven't seen his models, look at my previous battle reports. I probably play him the most in Warmachine. So we got mashed up against each other, and we were just like, well, there you go. So, Brian's playing Khardov. He's playing Epic Butcher. He's playing a bunch of Man of Wars. He's playing max unit of Man of War Shock Troopers, max unit of Man of War Demolition Corps, a Spriggan Warjack. He's got a minimum unit of battle mechanics, and he's also got Thor Steinhammer and an Avalancher. Now, Brian's actually starting the Searforge list, or probably a highboard list using Rulic units for mercenaries. And he got Thor and the Avalancher, and he just wanted to play around with them and try them out. So that is why they are in the army. I am playing my Epic Striker list. I could have taken my Darius list. I don't think it would have done badly against this list. It certainly would have shut down Epic Butcher's feet pretty easily, because Epic Butcher needs to kill enemy models, and it's tough to go through a lot of Warjacks very easily. But I decided that because he had a lot of heavy infantry, it would have been easier for me to take them down using my precursors and my Stormblades rather than Warjacks. So, and rather than the anti-infantry stuff, I have my Warjacks. I mean, like Thunderhead isn't very good at taking out Man of War Shock Troopers very, easily. So, I do have Thunderhead in my Darius list. So, what I'm running today for Darius is, or for not Darius, for Epic Striker is the same as I ran last round. Obviously, you can't change your list. So it was max unit of precursors, Rupert Carvolo, Arctic Runewood, a unit of Stormblades with their UA, a Stormclad to go with them, a Squire, a Stormsmith Stormcaller, and the Black 13th, and a Journeyman Warcaster. So all that is in there. So this is the board before my advanced move. I actually we're playing the scenario bunkers. So it's a corner deployment. So we only get 28 inches across the board, so we can't really get as far as we like to get across the board. What I'm trying to do is score in the far objective on the right-hand side, and my opponent's trying to score on the objective on my left-hand side. So we are trying to attack and defend at the same time. So I really wanted to get my knights in the center of the board as quickly as possible so they could respond to whatever's happening. Okay, so this is the bottom of my turn 1. My opponent hasn't acted yet. So I just took this photo because it's kind of cool. Just this mass of knights charging up the field, right up the guts of the enemy. As you can see, the precursors have just charged right up past that wall there. They got Fearless and Tough from Rupert because there is some long-range shooting from the Avalancher. The Stormblades got an advanced move around the edge of the precursors, then ran as far as they could. The precursors do have an extra speed over the Stormblades, so they're going to get into position a little bit faster. The Black 13th ran over to the side there just to gum up that objective a little bit, stop my opponent from scoring on it very quickly because they are hard to deal with their high defense. I forgot to allocate focus to the Stormclad, and I forgot to accumulate, so it just sort of moved up very slowly and kind of lamely. And everything else just moved up. Stryker cast Deflection to protect from that shooting a little bit, and that was the end of turn 1. Okay, so this is the bottom of actually my turn 2. It was a little wacky, taking wacky photos this game. I wasn't really taking them very diligently. Unfortunately, again, we are using Death Clock, and I was trying to go as fast as possible, so I didn't take one on my opponent's turn. Not a lot happened. He took a shot with the Avalancher. I think he missed and scattered off. My models didn't really do anything. I think he might have fired with the Spriggan with its grenade launcher, but he didn't do anything with that either. The Stormblades up on the hill are very hard to hit. Their defense is relatively high, and their armor is high with deflection on them. So this is turn 2. We are using reinforcements in this game, but both of us forgot to use our reinforcements all game, so reinforcements didn't come into play at all. So if you're wondering where our reinforcements are for bunkers, then that they're still in our trays. We did not even take them out. So as you can see, my opponent's moved up. He ran with the Shock Troopers into the shield walling. He's trying to get as far as possible to try to start to clear that zone out. And then everything else just moved up. In my turn, I moved up the Stormsmith, and he moved into the zone just to tow it and contest it. I also got one Stormblade into the zone as well. Everyone else just ran up onto the hill. The Stormclad ran up. I actually remembered to allocate a focus this turn. And the Junior moved up and cast Arcane Shield on it, so its armor super high. The Precursors moved up into Shield Wall, and one of them towed the zone there, so my opponent would have to clear out both the Black 13th and that guy to be able to kill, to score in the zone in his turn 2. And basically everything's just moving up and being annoying. So this is the bottom of my turn 3. Again, I missed my opponent's turn, but that's okay. It wasn't that exciting. Basically what he did was he moved up with the Shock Troopers. They shield walled. Moved up the Demolition Corps to threaten his zone and try to contest it if I was able to wipe his guys out. He put a couple focus onto the Spriggan, and that charged in and towed the zone and killed a couple of the Stormblades just to contest it. He also ran in the battle mechanics, and I think he contested it with one of them. And then he also had the Avalanche shoot at a couple of Stormblades and kill a couple of them. So not a heck of a lot happened, but the Spriggan in there is something that we'll need to deal with in order to score on the zone. So in my turn, I loaded up the Stormcloud with focus, charged in onto the Spriggan with that and the Stormblades, and was able to box it. The Precursors charged in onto the shield-walled Shock Troopers. Obviously, POW 12s versus Armor 21 doesn't do a lot of damage, but I was able to kill a couple of them with just repeated swings. And then the Black 13th also helped out with them with brutal damage shots. And then Stryker moved up. He feeded so that all my models got an additional 3-inch advance and a melee attack after everyone was activated. So I used that to move the Stormblades and the Stormcloud back so they wouldn't get killed by the Demolition Corps next turn. And then the Precursors just continued to hack away at the Shock Troopers and killed 2 of them on the end of the day, I think. So here's my opponent's turn 3. I actually did remember to take a photo of that. The only really thing that's changed is that instead of the Spriggan, now the Demolition Corps are charging in. Butcher moved up to threaten the zone. He doesn't have anywhere to put his focus right now, so he's just sort of camping a bunch of focus. So he's pretty safe. The Man of War Shock Troopers swung a couple times at the Precursors, killed 1 or 2 of them. Then the Demolition Corps charged in, killed 1 or 2 of the Stormblades that were sitting on top of the hill there, and basically just hung out. So my opponent contesting the zone, so I'm not going to be able to score in it, and I'm going to need to deal with those Demolition Corps in order to win the game. Okay, this is the bottom of my turn 4. As you can see, the Stormblades and the Stormcloud were able to take care of the Demolition Corps very easily. They charged in, killed a bunch of them. The Stormblades also got a couple of assaults off onto the battle mechanics and wiped them out as well. Actually, that's not true. They killed 1 or 2 of them that were in the zone. So that was able to score me a point. The Stormsmith is still in there. I don't think I've activated him for 2 turns, but he's still in there and hanging out. The Stormclad is sitting in the zone and controlling it, so that is a point for me. On the left-hand flank, the Precursors got another charge in on the Man of Wars, killed all but 1 of them. The 1 is sitting on 1 hit point. I just missed it by 1. Fired in with black penny shots at the Man of War, and still wasn't able to get that 8 I needed with 4 shots. So that was unfortunate, but I think I could kill him next turn and just get the points for the unit. Now my opponent really needs to deal with all of these the models in the zone, otherwise he will lose the game. And all he's really got left is Butcher, the Avalanche, and the battle mechanics. So we'll see if he can pull it out. Okay, this is going to be the last photo of the game. Obviously, Stryker is next to Butcher, and that is how a lot of games end. What my opponent decided to do was go for glory, charge in with Butcher onto the Stormclad. Now, the Stormclad did have Arcane Shield on it, so it was Armor 22. So the Butcher was swinging at dice -6. He charged in, did a couple points damage. I think I pretty much crippled the Stormclad, took out everything but its sword, which was unfortunate, but I mean, he is the Butcher, so that's what happens. And then, sort of sat there dumbly. So, my turn, Stryker was 9 inches away from Butcher. I moved the Stormclad around to get out of Stryker's charge range, and I think I missed Butcher with a swing with the sword. And then I Path to Victory Stryker with Runewood. Stryker charged in, overboosted on 2d6. Got, I think, 10 on the amount of strength he got, so he's swinging at POW 25. Dice +7 for damage because Butcher was on no focus at that point, and Stryker just killed him in 2 swings. So I missed my first charge attack, which was unfortunate, and then bot 2 killed him pretty easily. Before I did that, however, I had learned from my previous games and my previous tournaments that before I cast or kill, I should probably go for some army points as well. So the Black 13th fired in onto the last Man of War. They were able to kill the last Man of War, and then the Precursors moved over, and with the Stormblades, were able to wipe out the remainder of the battle mechanics. So all my opponent had left at the end of the game was Thor and the Avalancher. So that was very unfortunate for my opponent. It was a good game to him. I think that splitting up his forces was not a good idea. He didn't really commit to either of the zones. I think the shock troopers probably could have held up the zone that he needed to defend pretty easily, but for some reason he sent them over to attack my zone, and I wasn't sure about that. I think that Butcher probably doesn't work well going for scenario. He needs to, he likes to run as a brick a little bit more and just play very aggressively defensive. So if he just contested his zone as much as possible with that Spriggan and the Avalancher, and then just try to grind my army down as fast as possible, I think he would have done a lot better. But splitting his army up didn't really help him at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. I am up 1-1 right now. I did get a whole bunch of points for this game. I got 35 army points destroyed. I did get 1 or 2 control points, I don't remember. And obviously a win. So that was a very fortunate game for me. And I'll go on to round 3, see who I play.